man, come back, come back, come back.
What? Go team!
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
You probably couldn't make something more tiresome than a modern military first-person shooter in 2017. And yet, thanks to VR, Onward manages to be one of the most exhilarating and freshest multiplayer experiences I've ever had. 2 teams of 4 players take turns attacking and defending an objective, and there are no respawns. That's a pretty by-the-numbers game type for the genre, but what isn't by the numbers is the method in which you control your character. You see, instead of simple button presses, you're actually physically doing these actions. And you're doing actions you never could have done anyway with a controller or mouse and keyboard. You want to put that gun in your mouth? Go for it. You want to blind fire in a very particular way? Well, now you can. It's all on you. You want to shoot the gun sideways like an asshole? Well, we got something for you too. I don't think I've ever felt more in the game the first time I had to drop to the ground when I was under fire. Something as mundane and played out as simply taking cover and then popping up to take a few shots, or pulling the pin and giving like a nice simple toss to a grenade. Both of those things, and just about anything else you do, is made totally new and crazy when you're actually pulling it off in virtual reality. Don't even get me started on when you get to stab people, because when you get close and you pull that trigger and you feel the knife in your hand vibrate and watch that man die, oh my god, there's nothing more satisfying. It's insanely immersive. When you're doing well, you'll feel like an unstoppable badass. It's crazy because you're actually doing these things. I mean, come on, you kind of feel like John Wick sometimes. It's amazing. But it'll take some time to get there because Onward is a rough game. Part of what makes it so rough is that friendly fire is always on, and bullets are super lethal. Which they should be, both of those things. Friendly fire should be on, and bullets should really kill you quickly, but that makes for a lot of awkward exchanges. You know that prolonged gun battle you were just in that ended in perhaps your coolest and quickest headshot? Yeah, that was a friend. Whoops.
Oh, shit.
Admittedly, even though I'm becoming semi-competent at this game now, I still sometimes get mixed up with who's on my team and who isn't, especially at a distance. It's hard to tell, and sometimes you just forget. So when in doubt, look at your gloves. Make no mistake, Onward is a methodical and slowly paced game for like 70 to 60% of the time. Repeatedly, especially on the larger maps. You'll wander around a decent distance looking for a fight, only to get gunned down by someone you never actually even saw. And if you happen to get picked off early, well, prepare to stand around for a bit. 6+ minutes can seem like an eternity when you're doing next to nothing. A shooting range or anything would go a long way in making this less painfully boring. That said, knowing that this is the penalty for death ensures you'll be doing everything you can to avoid it. This issue is further exacerbated by players deciding to just leave the lobby upon death rather than wait for the next round. So now you have a 2v3 on a map that was arguably too big for a 4v4 to begin with. Raising the player count would help with this tremendously, as would, say, I don't know, a casual mode that enables respawns? These are things that Dante, the one-man developer behind this project, may very well add down the line. That right there is what makes reviewing any early access game difficult when you talk about stuff you don't like, as the game itself is actively changing all the time.
I'm still invisible. What the fuck is going on?
So it's a bummer when you see glitches or other rough edges, but, you know, they're par for the course when you're dealing with alpha games or early access games. When games are early, they're not going to look perfect. That being said, it's actually really easy to recommend an early access game if what they're asking for right now is totally worth what you're getting right now. And in Onward's case, it absolutely is. The only other quibble I have is that you have to be not susceptible to motion sickness. This was the first VR game I ever loaded up, and while I have no history of motion sickness or anything like that, I did almost fall straight on my face the first time I moved forward. I just leaned forward and I almost ate it. That, and I did feel physically and mentally off after being jacked in for the first few hours, but shortly thereafter, I never experienced anything like that again. Now I'm playing this like it's a regular video game. Little details like being able to speak to friends and enemies through proximity chat further adds to the immersion.
Hey, good throw, asshole!
You want to sneak up on someone? Then you actually have to be quiet. You also don't have any sort of confirmation when you get a kill. Did I murder that dude in the window? Or did he just duck down really quickly? These may seem like little design decisions, but combined with the actual virtual reality and physically doing all these things, it goes a long way in making you feel like you're actually there. Virtual reality is still in its infancy, so we're not even really scratching the surface of what we're gonna get when VR is like in its prime, okay? But
You can look at Onward here and you can see that this is the future of first-person shooters. I'd urge anyone that wants to see how shooting games of the future can and will be played to check out Onward. It can only get better from here on out, and it's already fantastic, despite the few problems I have with it. And even if it doesn't get any better and just stays as awesome as it is, well, who knows? Maybe a company out there with even more resources that happens to be invested in VR could make something even better. Counter-Strike VR? Hey, a guy can dream.
Even though Onward is billed as a hardcore military sort of experience, you're given a lot of opportunities for off-the-wall nonsense to happen, and, well, I collected some of my favorite bits, and I made them into a bit of a montage here at the end, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yo, Dylan, this game sucks, and you should feel bad to make me buy it.
12 seconds later.
Go.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh man, this is great. VR's amazing. Let's get a W instead. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Yeah. Who did it? Why?
Why? It wasn't me, it was the other guy. Here, I got him. Now don't shoot me because I revived him.
I didn't shoot anybody. Whoa, he came at me with a knife. He came at me with a knife. I didn't kill anybody, now I did. I stood my ground. I stood my ground. Let's get out of here.
Have any of my guns? That hip ain't good.
Oh no, here, I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Oh wow, that didn't kill you.
Wait, what? Did the timer go off? Oh shit, it did.
Huh.
Well, I guess I'll just go out there with